And they work very, very well. If you close those curtains, there is no light coming through that curtain. Now, if you look at the absorption chart and you see the narrow bandwidth in which CO2 absorbs greenhouse gas and absorbs that heat, if you look at the chart, you can see that they're already absorbing 100% of what it can absorb in that wavelength. And so the analogy would be, well, if we put up a second set of blackout curtains, are we going to block any more light? Well, of course not, because we're already blocking 100% of the light. So if you add any more CO2 by the same logic, are you going to absorb any more heat? Well, of course not, because we already have twice as much CO2 in the atmosphere as we need to absorb almost 100% of the heat that CO2 can absorb. And that right there is the whole climate alarmist lie in one little nutshell.
And Dr. Will Happer of Princeton, and it's covered in the book, has a different analogy, but very similar with painting your barn red. You put on the first coat and you get a lot of red effect. You put on a second coat, you get almost none. And if you put on a third coat of red paint, you get zero. And that's very similar, or you might be slightly red. And it's the same analogy for adding more CO2. It really is meaningless, or I can't say meaningless, it's almost meaningless to increasing heat.
There is a major stock market crash coming that will rival the crash of 1929.